They lost their Navy son in the most horrific way.
And now they are determined that his death by suicide will make life better for other troubled members of the military. They talk with Chris Horne about how they want to change the way the military investigates suicide. Chris?
Tom, Patrick, and Terry Caserta say it's their duty to their son's legacy. They say when Norfolk-based Brandon Caserta jumped into the running tail rotor of a helicopter, not once but twice, he was sending the Pentagon a message. Brandon Caserta's dream of becoming a SEAL came crashing down in the summer of 2016. He suffered a broken leg in training. He didn't want to quit. His parents say the SEAL training staff forced him to drop out.
They took him to the famous bell everybody knows about. He refused to ring it, so they rang it for him.
And so Caserta, re-rated as an aviation electrician, went through training and was assigned to a helicopter squadron at Norfolk.
And they kept calling him a BUDS dud.
In other words, a failure at BUDS, basic underwater demolition and SEAL training. Keep in mind that about 4 out of every 5 who even qualify for the course wash out. Caserta wasn't a SEAL, but now he wasn't even using his new training either. He was working in what's called the resale outlet.
They had him selling candy. The government spent $300,000 to send him to school, and this command had him selling candy.
To make matters worse, Caserta's parents say he was being mentally abused and harassed by his direct supervisor. A Navy report said his lead petty officer was eventually removed from the position, and his abusive actions likely contributed to Brandon Caserta's death. A Navy spokesperson said she could not comment further. Caserta did get some good news in late 2017. He was approved for an air crewman position based in Florida.
His particular job he was going to do was hunting down submarines with an aircraft.
He was excited about advancing his military career. But then his command in Norfolk said he wasn't physically fit for the transfer after a bicycle accident and wasn't making progress on his qualifications. It was the last slap in the face. In late June of last year, Caserta wrote 4 pages to his parents, a summary of 2 years of torment, how he had lost any motivation or drive and wanted the depression to be over. He even included 6 $100 bills to be given to friends. And then, at age 21, Brandon Caserta walked to the rear of a running helicopter and ended his life.
He missed the first time when he jumped into the blade. No one tried to grab him. Nobody tackled him, nothing. He did it the second time and succeeded.
Navy documents show that concerned friends in his squadron would take him to the wing chaplain or to their own places of worship. But his parents are now more angry with his chain of command. They say he was sending the Navy a message with the spectacular and grotesque way he ended his life.
We feel it's, look what you made me do. Like, I'll show you what a BUDS dud is. I got guts that you've never seen before.
And that he wasn't afraid of you.
Yeah, he wasn't afraid.
His parents want to hold Caserta's chain of command responsible for what they see as the bullying, abuse, and berating that he suffered. And they say the base had just had 2 recent suicides, so it should have been on heightened awareness.
There should have been a safety stand down and a suicide awareness stand down that morning. There was none. If that would have happened, Brandon would be alive.
The Casertas want the military to change the way it investigates suicide.
If the people who are needing help, it's the command's fault for them being suicidal, then an investigation will be done by an unbiased entity.
The reason being is so the command can't cover up the investigation. Our son asked us to get justice for him.
And the Casertas want to do that, and they are working on legislation they will call the Brandon Act. They've contacted members of Congress, including Senator Tim Kaine. Kaine told me Caserta's case is heartbreaking and horrific, and he'll support the legislation moving forward. We've got more from Senator Kaine and the Navy report on Brandon's death on WAVY.com. Chris Horne, 10 on your side.